Ew, what is good? My anime faithful, what is good, yo? Man, this week's episode of the craziness was really telling of what the show kind of has to offer when it comes down to where they're going to actually leave us at the end of the day. Because from what I was seeing this week compared to what we've gotten the other weeks was a lot of build up and excuse me, the build up felt warranted. Um, like we didn't have much of an idea of what was going on, so now that we're seeing just as much as what's going on when it comes down to this girl, not really knowing what the main character has been through, but seeing all of these memories and all of these different moments that she spent, uh, that the sister has spent with our main character, it didn't make any sense as of why he would then go into a position where he wanted to take her out, and the girl's eyes that he formed with. So it made a lot of sense why all of a sudden he was stopped by her because she clearly saw something that he hasn't been seeing for quite some time, right? So by merging with him, she was the one who actually got to experience just what the heck memories have been taking away from him, which is weird. Or maybe these memories are fabricated thanks to her being a shadow, right? Like, there's only so much um, this guy should have forgotten, right? I mean, to be fair, excuse me. To be fair, I guess you can say um, him not remembering her and turning into what he is now because of her, supposedly. We could probably take all that into account and be like, okay, well, she did say she was the reason why he looks the way he does and stuff like that. So maybe by having someone forcibly bestow powers upon you, you lose like your memories or something. I'm not entirely sure how he could have lost, all of his consciousness of having like a life with her and hanging out with her and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. Unless it's some type of ability she has, and thanks to her being a shadow and stuff, it's almost like she didn't actually exist, but she did, because she had her own numbers, she had her own, uh, she has she has a family, all this different stuff, but for some reason, in the memories that she was seeing, it's almost like she was only popping up as a shadow, and that would mean she had this ability even when she was hanging out with him, and he didn't have his powers. So maybe that's another reason why she's such an important piece of the puzzle when it comes down to the people she's hanging out with. The same people who got on her for whatever the situation was for not taking out somebody if it was need be. Um, I don't know. I do like the mystery. I apologize. I haven't talked all day since I watched the animes, and hopefully my next review I don't yawn as much. I apologize. But we have no idea what the heck is going on with this whole entire scheme that these other people are bringing forward. And I think that's another telling sign of just how weird of a situation it is when we could have just gotten some information, but they're like, nah, we're gonna withhold it and make this as complicated as possible because that's just how we do stuff. So, my guess is she's had her powers for quite some time, or when she wanted him to be a certain person and have a certain power, that was what kind of pushed her in a position where she then wanted powers because she maybe didn't feel like she fit in as much. I'm honestly lost, like, which is good. That's what the story should do. Like, I shouldn't be like step A, B, and C are all just a straight line, right? Like, it should maybe we go from A to C and then we got to work our way back to B or something. So I'm okay with it. I definitely want to see more of the show be unique instead of just following the classic tropes and explaining everything very easily. But other than that, a lot is happening with Claire and just how she completely feels about the situation. And I don't think she would feel as bad if she didn't know the girl was lying like straight to her face, right? Like, I think she would feel a little bit better about the situation if she was just told what this girl, experienced, what the heck did happen. And the best part of it is how she specifically, states that, oh yeah, you'll never actually be one, right? Like, that's what gives her away instantly is by saying you'll never be one. What then? What does that mean that you guys experience? Like, did you guys become one? And if so, how, uh, how do you remember that? Or how are you capable of even stating that if you don't have any memory of what happened, right? So it was pretty obvious that she's showing signs that aren't the same as old boy. He's not like, oh yeah, we fused into one, and that's how I know more about her. And even then, he didn't even specify that, the stuff he's learned about her. In the case of maybe that's gone as well, and that might be part of the problem with his ability, or like part of the problem with his actual uh, transformation is once he like goes in a rage, once he gets crazy, he just has no regulation of everything that's happened to get to that point or something along those lines. I'm not truly sure, but that's what it feels like. It feels like some weird coincidence that happened to him because you got to remember someone was straight up there with him and felt all the things he felt, but yet he can't remember any of it as well as she can. So maybe that's just how his ability goes. I am not entirely sure, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys are thinking about this week's episode. Do you guys like this, or did you expect like, more just straight up battle and killing, ugh, because that's kind of what the show is offering, but at the same time, it's not just going full out uh, to it, right? Like, it seems like that would be the case, and that's all we're going to be seeing. But this story building and this world building around the characters is getting well done, and I think I'm enjoying that aspect more than just them getting into fights and stuff like that. So we'll see how all this pops off overall. I definitely hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later with at least one more video today. So I hope you guys are having a good one. Um, I'm still kind of torn if I even want to talk about Dragon Ball Superhero, so I'll keep thinking on that one, and maybe I'll drop it on a day I have no anime to talk about. So, with all that being said, everybody, take care and peace.